Welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach.
Hello, hello, hello. I think my name is Mitchell, but I'm not sure. How
He's a little
are you,
tired.
man? Oh,
I'm
I'm
good.
exhausted, but how are you, man?
I'm good.
Awesome. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, what we learning about?
The Feynman method. So, what is the Feynman method or Feynman method, and why you should care?
Yeah, why should I
Okay.
care?
Okay. Well, let's start with this guy. So he was born 1918 until he passed away in 1988. He's an author. He's an intellectual, a philosopher, a physicist. He's he's considered to be one of the most important physicists of all time. He's that cool.
That's pretty cool.
Uh, I know. His diagram in the 40s helped to bring like a clarification for the behavior of subatomic particles. I'm a big nerd when it comes to physicists. I'm a huge nerd. So like the fact that like this guy it's our topic today, I'm really excited about that.
Did you buy his
Um,
books or like the Feynman novel type things?
no, but I will put in the link um what I found his recordings. So Microsoft. So apparently Bill Gates is it's a huge fan of this guy, and he wanted to give his recordings to his classes for free. So he set up a little website, and I'm gonna link it down below. You can click on it. His project. You'll be able to watch it through the Microsoft thing. It's amazing. It's a Project Tuva. It's a Richard Feynman's Messenger lecture series. It's not that long, honestly, but it's truly fascinating.
There,
His work helps scientists understand the interaction of light matter, which earned him a Nobel Prize in the 60s.
there is a website that actually walks you through all the subjects of physics too, based on what he taught.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the same thing you're talking about, but maybe.
yeah. I think it is. I think it is. One of the cool parts about it is that he influenced nanotechnology directly and indirectly. He influenced quantum computer. If you know, like back in the day, my dad remembers that he used to use like it before a floppy disk. There was like a little. It looked like a little cracker with holes on it that you have to puncture. It was in plastic. So he like revolutionized. Well, he directly and indirectly, I should say. Um, but in so he had an influence also on the understanding and the cause that um, happened during the space age from the 1960s and above, or especially on the one that caused the Challenger disaster. You probably here's the thing, dude. I'm a huge nerd when everything that comes to space. All right, so like Star Trek, Star Wars, like all of that. I'm a huge nerd with everything that comes, especially SpaceX. But anyways,
I love
so the Feynman
SpaceX.
method. What's that?
I love SpaceX. Love
Oh
Elon Musk.
yes. Oh my gosh. November 14, I believe, we're sending the first full crew to the space station. 4 people. I
Exciting.
believe two of them are Americans, or I think they're all Americans, but I'm not sure. Um, but all right. So the Feynman technique. So there are like 4 things you have to know. So first, you have to identify the subject. First, you have to know what you're going to be referring to, talking about, or reading about. Number two is you have to teach it to a child. So you have to speak on plain terms and brevity. So like you have to be able to explain it to a 2 year old, to a 5 year old. You
It's a hard
know,
thing to do.
it really is. It really is. There was this talk on a YouTube channel, on a YouTube video where there was a physicist trying to explain um, physics theory to a 5 year old, to a teenager,
Yo,
to an adult, and to a person who completely just doesn't believe in like I don't know science.
I just watched that today, but I watched a different version of it where he did the same thing, but
Oh,
he talked to a kid.
Yes.
high school student,
Yes.
college grad, PhD student, and like someone that's a big expert in the field.
Yeah. And
It's crazy.
yeah, that is amazing. I mean, whenever you're able to like dumb it down for us mere mortals, you know, when you be able to actually like explain it to someone. The video that I was watching, it was they were explaining multiple universe and parallel universes.
That's what I watched
Yeah,
just today.
dude, we're literally in the same boat right now.
And then
So
I binge
yeah,
watched the other
hey,
ones too.
hey, great minds think alike. So that's awesome. All right, so in number three will be identify your knowledge gaps. We all have them. One way or another, we all have some sort of a knowledge gap, something that we're missing, or something that my great professor from international relations and political science, he said there are very important things in this world that you have to understand. And one of the things that I'm going to tell you as a class is there are many things that we know that we know. There are many things that we know we don't know. There are many more things that we don't know that we don't know.
Good
So
saying.
I know. So you have to identify your knowledge gaps. We sadly we cannot know everything. We're never going to know everything, but so you have to be able to be moldable for that. And the last part is organize, simplify, and tell a story. So it kind of goes back to whenever you were telling me if you're able to tell a story or to put it in a story format. Zach, remember that? I think it was a few videos ago we were
Yeah.
talking about it. If you're able to organize it and to tell a story and use some sort of a mnemonic type thing, you will be able to understand your material, whatever you're studying, a lot easier. But so this technique is apparently it's like it has changed, it has helped a lot of students. On the little research that I was doing, and like I was looking at formats and people that were rating this technique and everything. A lot of people use it. You know, you could skip a couple steps, or you can just do it all in like one by one. But for example, like teaching it to a child, like if you're gonna teach it, like every time that you teach something to someone, you kind of like imprint it into your brain even better. You kind of memorize it, you kind of remember it even better. But yeah, did you have you heard of this technique before?
Yeah, so the person I heard from is Scott Young. I sent you a link to his website a while back.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
So Scott Young did MIT courses. So if you know MIT courses, you can do from home for free. You still get the credit for it. And he did a lot of MIT courses in like a very, very short amount of time for computer programming and stuff. And he used the Feynman method every single time. And he actually recorded him going through some subjects on YouTube, entire subjects,
Nice.
and him breaking everything down, how he actually learns the subjects. That's how I
Have
learned
you
about it.
have you ever used this technique personally?
Yeah. So for we have an over-the-counter class where we learn like what do you use for gout, what do you use for toenail fungus, what do you use for headaches. And so
For toenail fungus.
what I did before my exam or warts, what I did before the exam, I wrote down the subjects. Okay, here's headaches, here's toenail fungus, here's warts. I wrote down all the subject names. Without my notes, I try to fill everything in. Like, what do you use for it? What's the main points for it? After about 10 attempts, I finally got it down. And I got a 97% on that final.
Wow, that's really nice.
I went from knowing like 3 subjects to knowing all of them, which is about like 15, I think, or more.
And how long did it take you to be able to apply this?
Mm, It was over. So I was using spaced repetition with it too. So it was like I did it a little bit, did it once in the morning. I looked over it, filled the blanks in. The problem is if you don't know it, you have to go back and look at your notes and fill it in. Like literally fill it in, write down the information, and do it again. So probably like 5 hours, 6 hours total, spaced out throughout the days.
And how many days did you study for this, or with this technique?
I mean, I studied for about maybe a week or two for the final. The technique probably like try it maybe twice a day, And by the end of the week, like Saturday, I pretty much had it down. So Sunday I just chilled and did nothing.
You always want to like kind of like relax the day before the exam. Like not relax, but like review, but not like study too hard because you don't want to freak yourself out.
I did so many
But hey,
times I could see it in my head though, so it was like a picture ingrained in my head then because I did it so many times.
that's good. That's
So
good. So if you're listening to this, if you want to imitate getting a 97, try to follow closely what he did, studying twice and three times a day using the Feynman method.
yeah, it works. So give it a try. Let us know in the comments if it works. Comment, like, subscribe. Don't dislike.
Oh, and check the link. I'm gonna put a link on the description below. So yeah, if you have like an hour or two to kill, or if you really wanna like listen to like a great mind, check the link, watch the videos, learn something new. You know, knowledge is power.
See you next video.
All right,
Peace.
have a good night, man. Bye.